Alright, so I'm gonna be continuing this. Excuse please for 1 second. Don't need that. Had an external keyboard and don't need it right now, obviously, because I need to charge my phone more than anything. Anyway, so we're going to be dealing with Connor this time again. We dealt with Marcus, we dealt with Kara. Now we're going back to Connor. We're at the...
What happened before you took that knife? How long were you in the attic? Why didn't you try to run away? Say something, goddammit. Fuck it, I'm out of here.
One thing I want to point out before anything is that, you know, I haven't been the best person to work with this man right now because of how much I've turned on him. Not necessarily turned on him, but just how deliberate I've been in my association to what I want to do. But there's a reason behind it. Look at what I have to accomplish here. It looks like there's another choice. Is convince, pressure, or give up. There's another choice that I haven't unlocked or done. Yeah. Okay. So I can go all the way to the top one. And yeah. I have to choose approach. I'll do not convince, not pressure, not give up. Because, yeah, those can... Convince can lead to... Can barely lead to that. I want to lead to it, you know. I don't want to go the middle path. I want to make sure I go to the bigger path right here. Well, let's continue.
We're wasting our time interrogating the machine. We're getting nothing out of it.
Always try ruffling up a little.
After all, it's not human.
Androids don't feel pain. You would only damage it, and that wouldn't make it talk. Deviants also have a tendency to self-destruct when they're in stressful situations.
Okay, smartass. What should we do then?
I could try questioning it.
What do we have to lose? Go ahead. Suspect's all yours.
Here we go. Here we go. First thing on my list is to look around.
What the fuck is it doing now?
The idea of what this person did, why they did it. And I always think about that, like, why would a person, or an android, I guess you could say, why would an android put himself in that position with how the society is? Because to me, this story is about how the society is treating the androids. So if you look at it from the perspective of something like how it's going on in the world right now with immigrants and everything else, illegals, whatever. The biggest toll on it is the fact that there's been wars going on in other worlds. Are we going to blame all the people that are coming over? And I do understand the negligence of it, where it can be like there are people bad that are going to come through too. Of course, there are people living here that are bad, and they're still here. You know, the idea is there are more occupying ways to work on that. More ways that would work around every situation. Like how gun issue is done in Japan. It's done the same way, but somehow there's not shootings. You know, you have shootings, but you have very rare cases because it's built on a more well-structured environment on how a person can get to it. You have to get it the proper means. You have to get it the proper way. So, excuse me for 1 second. So the thing about it is that the debate over weaponry, I've noticed, is more about keeping things as is, pretty much. Not necessarily because there's anything wrong or right with it, but because if it changes, everybody has to change along with it. And of course, nobody wants to change. So we leave the changing up to the people that are coming rather than the ones that are here. But the thing is, no matter what, that's deflecting. And that's not fixing the issue necessarily. That's only going to cause more drama for how the world will work on things later. But back to this. Because like I said, I don't necessarily see anything wrong with the process and the meaning behind how people are supposed to work with each other. It's more about what are we modeling ourselves towards? What will that count towards? I want to see where I am in the investigation. Choose approach. Convince, pressure, give up. Okay. Convince, pressure, give up. I don't know which one I did. This doesn't make any sense. Convince, pressure, give up. Well, look, the only one I know is fear. Let's try.
I detected instability in your program. It can trigger an unpleasant feeling, like fear in humans. Damage. Did your owner do that? Did he beat you?
Convince, pressure, give up. Comfort, reassure, threaten, blame.
Listen. I know you've been through a lot, but you need to help me understand what happened. Listen, I'm on your side. I want to help you, but there's nothing I can do if you won't talk to me. I'm here to help you, but you've got to trust me. All I want is to get you out of here.
What? What are they gonna do to me? They're gonna destroy me, aren't they?
Hold on.
No. to understand. They know your master abused you. It wasn't your fault.
Why did you tell him you found me? Why couldn't you just have left me there?
They were going to find you anyway. I was just faster. If they'd have found you first, you would have been shot on sight.
I don't want to die.
Then talk to me.
I can't.
Here we go. Pressure it, probe its memory, convince it. Convince it is all I can do. Understanding, threaten, order.
I understand how you felt.
Here we go.
You were overcome by anger, frustration. No one can blame you for what happened. Listen, I'm not judging you. I'm on your side. All I want is the truth. Confess and I'll protect you. I promise I won't let anyone hurt you.
Jeez. I'm doing the same shit again. So I apologize. I need to check everything because I messed up. Tried convincing. That didn't work.
You leave me no choice.
How am I gonna... Pause for a second. Getting a call. Hello? Hey, Dad. How you doing? Of course, yeah. We, you and I talked. Actually, you called me. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he didn't set that up yet, so I don't know yet. Of course. The art books? Yes. Good. Yeah, of course, I bet. Yes. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, yeah, taking care of the car, so that's getting all fixed up, so yeah. I know. Yeah, of course. The same here, so. You're part of mine, so. Okay. Love you too. Of course. Okay, that sounds great. Okay, bye bye. Love you. Sorry about that, guys. Usually I don't get phone calls while I'm playing, so I'm surprised when I do. Okay. Back to it, I guess. Back to the failure that I couldn't think of what else to do with.
I accessed its memory. I know what happened.
Wait, hold on. Oh, that went pretty quick. Let's see. Jeez.
What the fuck? It's destroying itself. Stop it, goddammit! I can't! I can't stop it!
Where's my option here? Android starts self-destructing. Do I want it to, or do I?
That's enough. You need to stop that right now.
Watch out! Holy shit!
Okay. It didn't work out very well. I guess the only thing I can point out is that that's an android, so we're okay. I'm gonna let it load the second part. If it's too long, I can't do it. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Look at all these options. Well, maybe I'll talk for the next 5 minutes about this game before I... Oh, let's hear a quote from the main robot here. Oh, gotta watch out for these germs. Just kidding. Go ahead, say a quote. Now you're scared to say a quote, huh? I can't easily convince myself of too much in this situation because for me, each of the characters represents something different. So, like with Connor, I've always felt he shouldn't die like that, but I already did that twice now. I guess it's harder to recognize what to do in that situation because Connor is so able to keep himself composed in any situation. So it's a lot harder to know if he's doing something right or wrong. So it kind of brings out like fault in no matter if you do something or you don't do something. Like that's how I kind of feel about him. And compared to the other two, where Marcus can really just do what he wants. And
I don't know if I mentioned this, but I like your interior decorating. It really reflects your personality. I mean, I like it.
thank you. Again, when it comes to what Connor is to me, that's what he represents to me. And even with Marcus or Kara, or Marcus is more like the rebel, and he kind of has that attitude where he could do anything he wants, and really he could. That's how it is for him. I think like Kara to me is just more like the one who's trying to keep it stable and keep a balance with everything and everyone in a better way, to keep everybody not necessarily just happy, but keep them at least feeling comfortable with themselves too. I mean, obviously she has to, or else the little girl wouldn't be with her. Excuse me for a sec. The little girl wouldn't be with her in this situation if that was not the case. She would have had to kept herself somewhat composed to keep the other characters going that live with her or live off of her. They live off me. That's the big one. I thought about it. Dang, that really makes me think. You know, before I switch off, being used, taken advantage of, or someone living off of you. You know, I always thought about those things as being the prognosis about why people like have issues inside the families or outside the families.
If you find it too easy or too difficult, remember you can change the difficulty settings in the options section.
It's like the first thing I think of is the fact that those are our personal agenda issues. One, if you're feeling used. For one, if you felt used, sometimes the interpretation of it would be there right when you're there. You couldn't change the past even if you wanted to in that aspect. If you feel taken advantage of, that you should feel in the moment. I think anybody should feel like, they took advantage of me. That's how it's usually said. They had taken advantage of me. Okay, well then the meaning of it is very less. It's a lot more. It's less there involved. And the same thing with like being used. They used me. Okay. But what can we do about it now to fix that? Unfortunately, that happened.
I hope you're okay. I know sometimes things can be difficult, but I'm here for you.
Oh, thank you. But really, that's it, guys. I love the story of Connor, so I'll leave it with Connor. Even though I didn't want him to die like that, I'll leave it at Connor. Hold on, gotta quit here.